So this is a reading from Unstoppable, and it's a part where Roxy, who wants to be a top class tennis player, is training. So it's after school, all her friends are doing whatever they fancy doing after school, but she's got to go train. And her dad is the one who's keeping an eye on her progress. It was a close, muggy evening and the atmosphere was heavy. After 2 hours at the court practicing by herself, Roxy's arms were leaden and her body was aching. Even though her dad hadn't turned up, she knew she couldn't leave, just in case he came later to check up on her. She tried another serve, but her timing was off. She caught the ball at the wrong angle and watched as it snapped hard into the tape of the net. She sat down to take a break. "What are you doing? Stamina could be the key on Sunday." Roxy turned to see her dad, who must have snuck up behind her. He was filming her on his phone. He did it so he could go back later and show her what she'd done wrong. It was one of the things he'd started doing in the last few months, and she hated it. "Hi," she said. "How'd the job interview go?" As soon as she'd asked the question, she knew it was a mistake. "Show me some serves," he said. "Give me 50. Roxy could feel the constant thudding in her head. He obviously hadn't got the job. "I've already done 200, she muttered. "I got a really bad headache." "Stop talking, start serving," ordered Daryl, still filming. Roxy could smell the alcohol on his breath from where she was standing. It made her feel sick. She tossed another ball into the air and this time sent a thunderous serve straight down the middle. It was close to perfect. "More snap in the wrist," he barked. "Do you still want to be number one in the world one day or not?" When he got angry at her like this, Roxy wanted to shout back. She wanted to turn around and yell at her dad to shut up and back off. This was her dream, not his. But one look at her dad's bloodshot eyes was enough to quell her inner rebellion. She tossed another ball into the air and raised her weary arm towards it. So that's where Roxy's at. Let's see what her twin, Kane, is up to. So we're going to join him at school. After the problems that have been experienced in the family, he has become a real challenge at school. He's getting told off, sent out the whole time, and we're going to join him in a French lesson where he's already been told off once. "Final warning," said the teacher. "One more word from anyone and they'll be out." As order began to restore itself, Kane watched his teacher writing a series of words on the whiteboard. He had no idea what any of them meant, and he didn't care either. The only thing that mattered was that there was now 24 hours until he would be playing in a school match being watched by a top Premier League scout. "There goes Kane Campbell," he wanted people to say when they saw him at school. "You know he's already been signed up." Then his real life would begin. Then he would start to get the respect he deserved. His phone vibrated in his pocket. "Yo," he said, answering the call immediately, making no attempt to hide it. It was one of the older boys from the estate. "Yeah, I'm at school, but it's cool," he said, stretching his feet out onto the desk in front of him. "Not feeling this whole school thing at the moment anyway. Doing French. Don't even know why I'm here. Never going to have to speak the language. Unless PSG sign me, and I got to go live in Paris." "Kane Campbell, turn that phone off and give it to me right now," his teacher shouted, her face contorting with anger. "Shh," said Kane, putting his finger to his lips. "Can't you see I'm on a phone call, miss?" He shook his head. "Out," she shouted, storming over and grabbing the phone from Kane's hands. "Get out of my classroom and go and see Mrs. Buckland right now."